Charmed to see everyone. Welcome back to Star Player 1. I'm Brandon Knight.
And I'm Shirayuki.
And we're playing Code Realized, Bouquet of Rainbows. Now, last time we left off is we are on a train to head to where Van Helsing fought off against the king of vampires to confront...
Delacroix?
Yeah, Delacroix. We might have said his name wrong in our last episode. Let's keep going. Circle.
The boy's father died during the Vampire War. He says Van Helsing killed him.
Is something wrong?
Without realizing it, I had been staring at Van Helsing. Oh, yes, it seemed like you haven't slept much, so I was wondering if you're alright.
I see. I'm fine. You should follow the example of the others and get some rest.
With those few words, the conversation comes to an end. I wonder what he's thinking right now. We are all deep within a forest. We arrive at the right station at dawn, but there is still a long journey ahead. It's already sunset.
The sun is going to set soon. Are we almost at the place you're heading for? Just a little bit further.
We walk through the woods in silence. Van Helsing? Silence. But I don't back down and keep talking. What are you going to do to that boy? If the only options are to kill or be killed, what did he come here to do?
Who can say?
He doesn't give a clear answer and starts walking even faster. We walk for 2 more hours.
Ooh. Vampire castle?
I'm guessing. It looks all creepy. The scenery suddenly opens up around us and the trees are replaced by a tall building.
Whoa, this place is pretty amazing. Wow, it's a huge mansion. It looks old. The history of the vampire race is long, and they have lived in a number of regions. This is most likely one of their bases. I don't know how to put it. It's huge and amazing, but it has a melancholy feel about it.
Now that he mentions it, the castle does have a certain sadness. Is that boy waiting for us all by himself in that mansion that used to stand with such dignity in the past?
Let's go.
Van Helsing sets off and we follow. Our footsteps echo in the hall. While the interior is in disrepair, it's not as bad as a decrepit interior. Exterior.
It's hard to believe how a rundown place this is.
Impei says this in a soft voice, surrounding sadder than I expected. I turn around. Impei, have you been here before?
Nope, never been here, but there's just something about it. Impei, you were questioning why Delacroix the second was so strong. Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I mean he's a vampire, but he's just a kid. Anyone would think it's strange. I cleared up for you. Delacroix, the second, is a pureblood.
Pureblood?
The vampire race were very reclusive, but humans, after all, are the ones who determine the state of the world. Because vampires are so similar in nature to them, they could not remain completely detached from human society. As time passed, a group of vampires deepened their relationship with humans, and their blood began to mix. I see. I suppose love knows no boundaries, even species. Call it whatever you like. As their relations with humans grew stronger, those who were against it became a minority within the overall population. There are those who simply detested humans, or cited vampiric pride. The reasons vary, but all of them possess the incredible physical abilities that vampires originally had. I see. So the reason the kid's so strong is because he has no human blood in him. which means that was probably the norm in the past. Vampires used to be a source of fear for humans. I can see why. But ultimately, most of those who chose not to mingle with humans naturally disappeared. So what's the fear, huh?
Van Helsing continues to speak as he walks.
He's close. He'll be at the place where I murdered the vampire king, Delacroix.
We suddenly enter an open space, a large room the size of a great hall. I see wide, luxurious staircase and elaborate chandeliers. Although everything looks worn out now, their presence speaks of the past splendor of this mansion. And then...
I've been waiting for you, Van Helsing.
Standing at the center of the stairs is the pure-blooded vampire, as if he's been waiting this whole time.
I shall have your head in this place where my father spent his last moments.
We all tense up at these hateful words. However, without hesitation, Van Helsing steps forward without even drawing his guns. Van Helsing.
Stand back and watch. Whoa, are you sure you don't need our help? This is my problem to deal with. You can all stay back here. Oh, you come over Red to win. But don't seek their help. I don't care if you all attack me at once. It's just a matter of having more dead bodies to clean up afterwards. You sure enjoy talking, Delacroix, okay? I keep on saying it every time. I do not know how to say that. Delacroix. Do you fear me? Why don't you go ahead and kill me if you hate... Oh. Why don't you go ahead and kill me if you hate me so much? That is, if you can.
In the tense atmosphere, the air around the boy seems to swirl.
Very well.
He brushes his cape back and raises his fist.
Don't think I'm the same as before. I have been trained endlessly for the sole purpose of ending your life. My father's regrets, my mother's misery, my people's anger will all be avenged here and now. Here I come, Van Helsing!
His speed enables him to close the 10 steps between them in an instant. As we expected, Delacroix II's physical abilities are extraordinary.
Do you take me for a fool? You don't even have your guns out!
Van Helsing takes every one of the boy's punches without so much as a change in his expression.
What? What's the matter? Aren't you going to fight back? You! How far must your mockery go?
Van Helsing brushes aside an unending stream of punches and kicks, doing nothing but fighting defensively. But how is Van Helsing able to block these attacks so easily? From what I saw at the auction, the child's fists hold a tremendous amount of power. Is it really possible to take this many blows, even though they may not all be direct hits?
He isn't taking the force of his foe's attack head on.
The Count speaks out as if reading my mind.
The hits aren't hitting him directly, and he's able to skillfully avert them in different directions to lessen the impact. But that method of fighting is probably something only Van Helsing can do. No normal person would be able to react to Delacroix's attack in this way. His reputation as a human's weapon is earned.
Does that mean both of them are superhuman beings above the range of what's considered normal? I suddenly recall my past of being called a monster and being hated. For some reason, this scene before me of two people fighting for their lives looks sad to me. Are you sure he doesn't need help?
There's probably no need.
But...
we're not going to abandon him. Just, it's not what Van Helsing wants, and I'm sure he has some sort of plan. If we think he's in dire danger, we'll go in and help, and we won't take no for an answer. Until then, we should just stay out. Just like Van Helsing said, this is probably something that he needs to tackle on his own.
Something he has to do himself?
Don't worry, Van Helsing is strong, and I believe he has a good heart. He'll figure a way out.
Okay. I nod hesitantly as Victor's points. As we watch the fighting progress, it all changes suddenly.
Ah!
Van Helsing sinks his fist into the boy's abdomen. Van Helsing wastes no opportunity when his opponent loses his balance and delivers a blow to Delacroix's head with his elbow. The boy jumps back in defense. However, by that time, Van Helsing has his 2 shotguns out and already pointed at Delacroix.
Move, and I'll shoot.
The tables have completely turned from his defensive fighting earlier. The hunter and the hunted. A tense silence fills the space between them.
So, I can easily avoid anything you try to shoot at me. Would you like to try it? If you do it, it will cost you your life. You yourself should already understand you are far weaker than your late father. You cannot defeat me. Then shoot! I only seek your surrender. I had no intention of harming you from the start. What? What's the meaning of this? You would show me mercy now that it's far too late? I'm warning you. Don't move. Then why didn't you show us this mercy 2 years ago? I don't want to shoot you. If it wasn't for you, Mother and father would still be alive.
The boy leaps forward. I go up at the dull boom of the gunshot. Delacroix is rolling on the floor as if he'd been thrown back.
I warned you.
Not a single drop of blood stains his clothes. Instead, there are white shards. I immediately realize what they are. Rock salt. Van Helsing had no intention of killing the boy from the very beginning.
I'll kill you!
Even after being shot, Delacroix stands up. Van Helsing fires another shotgun blast and the vampire falls to the ground.
I will destroy you and everything you hold dear!
Even then, Delacroix tries to stand up once again.
Ah!
Delacroix screams as the gunshots continue.
Stay down. I will get my revenge no matter what. I will never forgive you for betraying my parents' kindness.
His body is blown away like an old rag and rolls across the floor. Van Helsing. That's enough, Van Helsing. It seems like Delacroix has finally lost the strength to withstand more gunshots and has stopped moving. His face is twisted in pain.
It should be clear that you're no match for me, Delacroix II. There's no way you can defeat me with your capabilities. And stop stealing treasures. Humans can be more cruel than you can imagine. If you don't stay on your toes, you're going to be consumed someday. Give up trying to take your revenge out on the entire human race. I will never forgive you, Van Helsing. Not you, not ever. Yes, I'm the only one deserving of your ire.
Van Helsing stands and looks down at the boy for a long time.
But you can't kill me just yet. There's still something that I must do. But once it's all over, I'll gladly give myself to you to be killed. I deserve as much.
Van Helsing?
Delacroix II. My death must put an end to your quest for revenge. Don't turn your hate on someone else.
Delacroix slowly raises to his knees, shaking. He apparently has no more strength to resist, and Van Helsing lowers his guns.
What is the meaning of this? Are you trying to atone for your crime? I will not let it happen. You can't hold out a helping hand and pretend that you're good. Just kill me. I can never face mother and father knowing that I accepted your sympathy. I don't need to kill you. Kill me! Kill me!
The boy crumbles to the ground. For a while, his crying is the only thing to break the silence within the hall. Outside, thunder roars in the distance, duly echoing through the house. I don't know the truth behind the war 2 years ago or what war is really like. I only have knowledge from books I've read. I don't understand war very well. But to me, Delacroix II and Van Helsing both look like victims carrying the weight of their sadness from those events. A huge mansion has gone to ruin. He was probably living here all alone for the past 2 years, just like I had been in Wales. No, his pain is far greater than mine. A hatred that he cannot do anything about, and an anger that burns through him. His suffering must have been immense. I speak hesitantly. Do you think we could possibly bring him back with us?
Him? You mean Delacroix? What, Shirayuki? What? You say that's impossible? The kid's been saying he wants to kill us. It's never even crossed my mind as an option. I gotta say I'm against it. I can't agree to it either. His presence puts us all on too much of a risk to be acceptable.
As I expected, everyone disagrees. I could tell that Delacroix, leaning on the staircase to support himself, was quietly looking at me.
Shirayuki, why would you want to do that? You must have a good reason.
Now that Lupin's asked, I start to explain my reason little by little. I think it must be very lonely for him to stay here all by himself. I think that's very sad. At first I didn't realize it because being alone seemed so natural to me. But now that I look back, the years I was alone were a very painful and trying time in my life. I try to explain myself, but the words just aren't coming out, and I get frustrated. I think there are a lot of things he won't see or understand, not as long as he remains here. That's why I want you to come with us. I think things will start to look different to you with a change of scenery. Does that sound crazy?
Shirayuki. Yes, that certainly does sound outlandish.
Delacroix suddenly starts talking.
Why are you so desperate to help me? You don't even know me, so why should you say things like this, as if you care?
His gaze is sharp, searching for answers. I look directly back at him, staring into his eyes. My life has not been as different as yours, but I know a little about loneliness. That's why I want to try and do something about that. Even though it's a dangerous situation, I also know the pain of losing parents. He remained silent for a long time.
So you presume to know how I feel, and now you're trying to save me. Your opinions are worthless.
I'm sorry. Delacroix takes a breath and then looks around the hall before turning to me again.
This place is the mausoleum of my people, my family. A tomb needs a keeper. I cannot leave this place behind. Isn't revenge your own desire?
Van Helsing suddenly speaks up.
And for the sake of those who rest here, you must keep an eye on me. So that's when all said is done. I won't change my mind and take off. Kill me someday, then you can return here with that act as your memorial to them. Can I trust you, Van Helsing? Yes, I don't believe that something as small as this will atone for my crime. But right now, that's as much as I can offer you.
Van Helsing falls silent. Delacroix doesn't say anything either and simply stares at him. There is a long silence. Finally, in a soft voice,
Fine! I will come with you. Oh my goodness. It's almost like Shirayuki's like the sister to all these guys.
yeah.
Like the only sister in their group, except for Lupin, who were trying
Yep.
elsewhere. Meanwhile, in an evil lair, Finis stares up the ceiling of the St. Paul's Cathedral. The moonlight is tinted by the stained glass windows, spraying colored lights across the floor. He can't help but smile. The magnificence and beauty that his father Isaac Beckford so loved brings him a peace of mind. When he is here in this place, he feels like he is communing with his father. He hears footsteps from behind him and turns around to find Alistair. Finis, it seems that there's a report concerning the location of what you've been searching for. I see. It took them quite a while this time. After the train incident and all, I'm starting to think that Twilight is understaffed. You can't be sarcastic if you wish, but that won't get you any results. Sarcasm? Come now, Alistair. I trust you. You make an amazing lackey. That's what I'm talking about right there. So, where are they? Reports say somewhere in London, which means they pretty much don't have a clue where they are. We don't have a clue where they are. You call that a report? I take back what I said about you being an amazing subordinate. Say what you like. Granted, they have a master escape artist on their side, but it seems something more is opposing us. Alistair strokes his beard and takes a deep breath before continuing. We're doing our best to find them. Don't be so hard on us. I don't need excuses, Alistair. I need you to pull out all the stops in your search. We're at the final preparations for our plan. As you wish. Well, I must excuse myself. I have an early lecture at the university tomorrow. Oh, Alistair. There's one more thing I need to ask you. Alistair, who has already turned to walk away, stops and looks back. What is it? Back on the train, you intentionally let Van Helsing live, didn't you? You could have killed him if you wanted. Why didn't you? Was it because he was your apprentice when you were a member of Twilight? I didn't think that a genius like you would let a potential source of future trouble off the hook in that situation. Well, I didn't think you thought so highly of me. The reason, though, is quite simple. I was taken aback by the ball of the fireworks. When I looked back, he was already gone. That's all there is to it. Oh, really? Is my explanation unsatisfying? Fine, if you say so. I must say, it's a bit of a relief to find out that you're not completely heartless. But remember this, I rarely give out second chances, and I never give out thirds. Right, I'll make sure not to forget that. Alistair bows slightly, then melts into the darkness and disappears. He is in a good mood, so much so that he doesn't even mind Alistair's blunder. Soon he can see his sister and become one with her. That was his father's very wish. Become one with her. He will carry out his father's will. Watch me, father. His laughter echoes eerily throughout the acoustics of the cathedral. Is he gonna try? Does he have a gem too? I wonder, like a horologium. He's gonna try to combine both of them.
I think so.
Cause he can't die. Chapter 6: Negotiated Solution.
He runs with all his strength through an empty wilderness, a wasteland with no living things in sight. He runs through a charnel field of death.
I want to stop it right there. So, we got a new person added to our little boy squad of men for Shirayuki. We got a vampire kid now. And we're learning more about the plot of Twilight and Finis. But if you guys like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button down below. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next Star Player 1 episode. Bye!